This is Elliot. He's a real estate agent. This is his first home. After showing it to many clients, he decided to buy it for himself. Now it's supposed to be an income property, but it's been over a year and his renovations have no end in sight. He'd rather be focusing on his clients and his new girlfriend. Without rental income, he'll need to sell. He needs help. I've transformed over 40 houses into income properties. I do it because it's an easy way to help pay the mortgage, and it's a great long-term investment. Elliot bought this house for $290,000. His mortgage is $2,600 a month. He's already sunk 30 grand into his own living space, but completely neglected the income aspect of his home. Elliot needs to prioritize.
If I don't get that apartment up to snuff and get a tenant in there, I will probably be more apt to selling it. And although I'd rather cut my expenses and hang on to this property for as long as I can. This is the apartment upstairs.
All right.
And this is apartment number 1 that I'm looking at renovating.
Well, let's do it in numerical order. Number 1.
Right now, this is what I've been living down here for the last 6 months or so.
Okay.
This is the living area.
Okay. It is kind of dungeony.
It is,
It's a
yeah.
bit dark.
Through here is the bedroom.
Okay.
And again, the hardwood floors, they're in kind of rough shape, but I think they could be spruced up.
It's hard to say. We're going to have to look at how thick they are.
Yeah. Through this narrow hallway is the kitchen, which should be obvious by the fridge and the stove and the sink.
Yeah.
The cabinetry is old and really cheap.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough sell. You want someone to settle in here and live here as their home. And what's this, is the backyard?
Before we get to the backyard, there's a mudroom that's been preserved from the 50s.
Holy hideousness.
Right now, it's storage for...
Storage? I feel bad for your storage.
Yeah,
This is awful.
I know.
This room is a big problem for sure.
Yes, it is.
Do you have any ideas?
What I would love to see is a window off the kitchen here. This obviously insulated and heated, and just make this into a breakfast sunroom.
What about the rest of the house?
So I've been working, as I said, on this for the last 8 months.
Oh yeah, this is looking
6
good.
months. And
That
that over
lovely
there on
lady over
the
there.
computer is my girlfriend, Adeline.
How are you?
Scott.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
How do you like the place?
I love it. It's great.
Yeah? Hey, if your girlfriend approves living up here, then you green light, right?
I'm working on it.
I'm working on it.
That's the grand tour. What do you think?
I admire that you're doing all this work yourself, and you're definitely saving money. And then because you're living here, you can deal with the sort of long-term fixer-upper.
Yeah.
But I'm more concerned with downstairs. It needs some help, and it's got to happen super fast.
Yeah.
You want to get back to work, and you got to start bringing some money back into your house, renting the main floor. I do have a lot of ideas. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to put everything down on paper, work out the return on investments, and I'm going to bring those plans back for you to ultimately make the decision. Where Elliot went wrong here was draining all his savings into renovating his upper floors before renting out the downstairs. But it's all right. I have a couple of options to start generating some income and get him back on his feet. based on our last meeting and everything you told me, the first thing that really concerns me is the financial situation, because right now you have mortgage payments of about $2,600 a month, plus the ongoing renovations, and no income coming in on the property. You're left with almost nothing.
Yes, I agree.
So, to get you back out there selling properties and get some money coming in downstairs, I've come up with two options, both of which can be done quickly to start renting out the main floor.
Okay.
Now,
Here's option one. This is the ideal layout for your main floor. It does require some major structural changes. What I'd like to do is completely remove the wall that separates the mudroom from the kitchen. What this will allow us to do is give the tenants a whole new living space. Now we can widen the hallway and provide 2 bedrooms, doubling the occupancy. This would significantly increase the value of the home and provide you with the most equity. This renovation here costs about $50,000. And an apartment like this in your neighborhood could gross $1,300 a month, bringing your mortgage payments down to $1,300 a month.
It's an interesting option. I hadn't thought of opening the whole back area like that.
Now, option two, I designed to maximize the budget that you gave me of $10,000. Because the selling features on this apartment are going to be the kitchen, we're going to focus on putting in a whole new kitchen. And then we take half of the back room, which is a disaster zone at the moment, and we're going to finish this area as a mud room. We're going to insulate it, heat it, put in new floors, and tie it into the kitchen. We're going to paint the entire apartment, kind of give the apartment a renovated feel to it without really doing a massive, massive renovation.
And what do you think it would rent for? Option two.
Okay, option 2 is going to cost $10,000 and would rent for about $1,000 a month. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, but it's clean and reasonable, and that's the going rate in the area.
That's going to bring your mortgage down to $1,600. So your return on investment for option number 2 is much higher. I mean, they're both great options. I know one is a little more in your budget.
Not sure I do.
Adeline, what are you thinking? Which one do you like better?
Well, of course, the option 1. Yeah.
Okay, so I need a final decision. You've seen both options. There's definitely advantages and disadvantages to both. I mean, they're both great options. Option 1, you get this open concept kitchen family room idea, and in doing so, we can get 2 bedrooms. Option 2, we're going to give the apartment a renovated feel to it without really doing a massive, massive renovation. So I just need to hear it, firm and final.
Option 2.
I agree. I think we'll go with option 2.
Option number 2, I think you've chose the best option. It best suits your lifestyle.
And I know that's
More
what,
realistic.
Yeah, what $10,000 gets here.
Yeah, and you are repaying that $10,000 in 10 months.
Yeah.
In 10 months from now, all that renovation is free. Well, we're going to get started right away.
Perfect.
The floor plan of Elliot's apartment isn't changing, so it's difficult to envision the transformation just by looking at the blueprints. Here's what I'm thinking. What I'd like to do is rip out this primitive kitchen and level out that bulky back wall. Now I can put in brand new upper and lower cabinets, a solid surface counter, and I'm gonna leave enough space for a full-size oven. The shack in the back needs a lot of work. I want to reframe this whole room, insulate, drywall, and put down new laminate flooring. There's room for a nice bright window, and I'm going to replace the front door with a nice exterior door with proper security. Now this will act as a dedicated entrance for the tenant, leading into a brand new apartment. Elliot can stop spending all his money on this house, and he can actually start making money. Good demolition day. You ready for us?
I am.
Anything you leave down here, we're throwing out. All right, let's move everything else that's not moved out yet. Let's move it upstairs. Would you like to do the honors?
I'm looking forward to that.
We might as well do the... Oh, look at it. Here he goes. We need to get him like a demo hammer. We got your kitchen out. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do here. We're going to move these pipes here. That's what's been responsible for this whole bulkhead. So we're going to move this back and put it in the same bulkhead as the drains coming from upstairs. Okay. Open this up. And out here, which is going to be the pride and joy of the whole project, the first impression when they walk in, get this insulated properly. It's also going to heat up that room you have upstairs.
Yeah.
We're just getting started down here, and already Elliot has me checking out his renovation mishaps upstairs.
Got a couple things to show you up here. So in here, it's a tight squeeze, excuse the mess. You can see the pipes come out of the ground. Because there's no heat in here, they froze in the wall a couple weeks ago, and all this got flooded.
Elliot is doing his own renovations upstairs, and of course he's learning as he goes. In a situation where you're renting out a space, you can't afford to take those kind of chances. You have to have everything done, and you have to have everything done properly. You can't have leaking faucets and broken plumbing. These are things that are going to encourage your tenants to leave or not pay rent, or at least giving them an excuse. Okay, what's next on your list?
Plumbing problem number 2.
Which, since we're doing the renovations down here, I would like to rectify the situation. So we're gonna close off the problem so that the tenants don't encounter any backlash from any work that needs to be done in the future. What's up?
Hey, buddy. Look how wet that is.
What is this?
Took the tiles off and they came out extra easy.
What's
The leak that he had upstairs went down the wall over here.
Look at this. It's frozen solid. There's ice on it. This is all ice. Oh, there he is. We found your leak. It's coming all the way down here. Look at your walls, they're covered in frost.
Right here, you can see all the frost.
Yeah, we'll pull all that drywall out.
I'm gonna
It's
cut it
super
out.
wet.
So what does that just putting it out?
That means your handiwork upstairs has just caused major problems for us down here. Oh, man. We found your leak. It's coming all the way down here. Look at your walls, they're covered in frost. When you told me you had a leak upstairs, I thought you had a little puddle in your
I
kitchen.
woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, came in here, turned on the light. This was a fountain. So I went down.
You didn't mention this when we walked around the house. You are like Pandora's box, eh? All right, well, let's open it up and let it dry out. No more renovations upstairs. No more renovations upstairs.
Well, these moisture problems could be a disaster. It's a good thing we found it while the walls are open. It's just gonna take a little more time and less than $100 and we'll fix it. In the mudroom, we're raising the floors and insulating because this was a real heat and energy drain, not to mention a clear waste of space.
Wow,
Elliot.
first cupboard's up.
First cupboard's going up.
Wow.
What was really important is that we took out this section here and we replaced all this before it became a problem. In the spring, once this thawed out, it would have started mildew and smell, and it would have been a real problem. We would have had to come down and potentially do construction when you had tenants living here, which is not what you want. So that's taken care of. Let me show you something else. I've had my tenant hat on all day, and I've been thinking, if I'm gonna rent this place, it's gotta look good. I'm blaming you for this mess.
Those look like kitchen cupboard boxes.
Hey, you know what? That's just icing to the cake that you already baked out here, because this is a disaster zone. This needs to go. We can take all this stuff away to the dump.
Got it.
And that way, when somebody comes up to look at the house, they get a great first impression.
Nice.
Because if I were you, I would be posting this for rent shortly. And get the feelers out there, see if you got some interest.
I want another party before.
I want to have another party. Look, Elliot still needs a reality check. This is a rental property. It's a business. The most important thing is to get this thing rented out. Start making some money. And I'm nervous for him. I really am, because he's sacrificing a lot of time at work and he's sinking every last penny he has into this. It's like getting into a bit of a gambling situation. Without renting this out, he's not going to last much longer. We are totally on time and totally on budget at the moment.
Besides the floors.
The floors, I know we talked about the floors a couple times. What we plan on doing is cleaning them. We've got a hardwood floor cleaning product. I don't want to spend more than you originally budgeted for. To really finish off this space is going to pay off a lot more than spreading it thin across the rest of the apartment.
Awesome.
Have you finished anything else upstairs?
No, I have not. It's still a work in progress.
I've been hearing rumors.
Rumors about what?
Rumors have been filtering down that the water is going to be filtering down shortly.
There's a leak. Now that the snow is melting on the roof, there's a leak in the room off the kitchen. Right in that room back there.
Right in this room back here. Oh, your new drywall.
Yep.
This is a pretty bad scenario. This is right above the work I'm doing downstairs.
Yes, it is. Once the snow goes away, I'll get someone in there to fix it up.
Well, there's your money for your hardwood floors. You gotta get some new roof.
The only things I feel that's left to make that apartment rentable would be to finish the floors, but that wasn't in the budget. So I'm a little bit disappointed about that. Like, I feel like doing the floors adds, even from a renter, definitely from a house perspective, more value. But even from a renter's perspective, I think
He's brought up the issue of the floors several times, and he thinks it's only going to be a few $100s. But he also thought that upstairs was only going to be a few $1,000s, and he's in for 30 grand already, and he keeps injecting money. Today the roof's leaking. I'm sure that wasn't in his budget. You know, he's got to know when to draw the line. I just think the floors can maybe wait until you've finished investing in upstairs and you're living and you're like, cool, there's no more expenses. Now I can invest a little more in the downstairs.
Yeah.
I really, like, I'm pushing you only because I want it to get rented. I want to see you start making cash on it.
Yeah.
And I don't want it to become an ongoing project like up here, you know?
No, it won't. I am a bit disappointed with the floors. Like, I feel like doing the floors adds, even from a renter, definitely from a house perspective, more value.
Elliot is a real estate agent, and he thinks like a real estate agent. And that's fine when you're flipping a house, or selling a house, or buying a house. There are different areas that you invest your money when you're trying to rent a house than there are when you're trying to sell a house. More important was when I said to you, how much do you have? And you said, you know, like 10,000 is my budget. I said, let's do $10,000 worth of work and put aside the things, you know, that might be an added bonus, but that are not gonna make or break the deal.
Yeah, got it.
Cool?
Got it.
All right, cheer up, buddy. You're gonna have money
I'm
coming in
cheering.
soon.
I'm cheering. I've learned a lot in the process in terms of what to do when. So I feel like the next time I do it, I'll be able to budget my time much better. I will still do a lot of things myself. I get a personal satisfaction from doing it myself. I realize that there's a trade-off between my time working, doing real estate, and my time doing renos here.
Come on downstairs. Let me show you what I've done to your apartment.
Okay.
Boom.
Wow.
Wow.
Talk about a different apartment.
That's really nice.
So big and open. We've used some inexpensive ways to highlight the great features that this room already has, like the crown molding and the fireplace. Everything looks clean, everything looks modern. It feels like a good living space.
Clean and brighter.
Let's go into the bedroom.
Wow.
Now, who wouldn't want to sleep in here? This is very similar ideas that we used in the living room to make the room feel as bright and as big as possible. It's a really good return on investment considering we didn't put much money into this room.
Works for me.
Where we did put a lot of money though is in the kitchen. Here's where things got a little bit more interesting.
Wow. Look at that kitchen. Look at that counter.
Now this is where we spent a lot of time and effort because this is the most important part of this apartment. What was here before was pretty much unacceptable. So what we did is without spending a fortune, we got some practical cupboards, a durable countertop, and again, look at the colors we've used, the lighting we've used. It feels like a modern kitchen, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm most proud of is what's behind door number 2, is this mud room.
Wow.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's nice.
Wow, come on, look at this. Look at this. You remember you had the broomstick across the busted up door? Now the tenants have their own fantastic entrance where they can leave their jackets, leave their shoes.
Is it a new window?
Oh yeah, we put in energy efficient windows. We insulated this whole room. This is going to be a fantastic first impression for the tenants. And once you get them into the kitchen, you'll have them sold.
Yeah.
There's really no denying it.
I'm sold.
They're gonna see this, they're gonna say, where's the keys?
Thank you, Scott. Knowing that in a month or two there will be a tenant in here, it's definitely a relief. I know I don't have to do anything in this apartment for a long time.
Couple things I wanted to tell you. I met with the professor of national appraisals. He teaches appraisers how to appraise properties.
Yeah.
He came here himself to see what we were doing. Knowing that you bought the house for $290, he said it would be fairly reasonable to say this house could sell for $400,000, and that was without even seeing what was going on upstairs.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a real estate agent, so I'm not that surprised, but yeah, I agree with him. I concur.
I concur. Well, at this point, the last thing to do is to rent it. And you want to say 5 appliances, all included, fully renovated, main floor apartment, right? Because it is a main floor, and that's a big selling feature.